How we doing, everybody? DommyGun and Richie, Who-Bangin Sports Talk. I tell you, I set this show up for 10:05, and I always need those last 5 minutes, man. I need every second to get to it. Saturdays in the morning are a little bit rough. Over here on the East Coast, Franklin Square, New York, Who-Bangin Sports Talk. How's everybody doing? Glad to have you aboard. We're on a roll here with Light It Up. As far as doing the shows, we haven't missed any. It's the third week starting, and we're going to continue this through the week. As far as the show's record, I'll have that up for you for Thursday. It's about even. I might be up a game or two. I know out of this will be the sixth show. I know I had one losing show, one winning show, and four even like 2-2 shows, things like that. But you know how we go. It's MLB. We're rocking along. I had a good night last night, even with the Mets blowing. Just a sad loss, but talk about that at another time. I don't want to ruin my day. But it's a nice day in New York. A little bit cool, a little cloudy. I don't know what's going to go on with the weather later on, but we will see. I do have my friend Parley Teese up on a rare Saturday morning, which means he probably didn't go to bed yet. But if I know my boy, but he's him working hard, capping away, and he's working on a big parlay. I know, so we're gonna bring Parlay Teese in. Also today starts the NHL playoffs, so I do have a play on that game for tonight. We welcome all to come in and talk about any games they want. Like I tell all my boys, if they want to talk about NBA, WNBA, hockey, whatever it is, even though it's listed as an MLB show, I'm always welcome for any cappers to join. So keep that in mind. Anyhow, without further ado, let's bring in my boy Parlay Teese. Good
What's
morning.
up, Tommy Gun, man? How you doing this morning, brother?
Did I have that right? They didn't go to bed yet?
that's a secret.
Captain,
I'm
listen, it gets to the point. It happens to me sometimes with these shows in the morning. Is like, I'm up late too, and all of a sudden I'm like, if I go to bed, I'm gonna be done. I'll just wait.
Look,
So
I might be able to tell you if I went to bed. What day is it today?
yeah, exactly. It is Saturday morning. It is June 3rd already. It is June 3rd already. And besides, we have some good baseball games up today. I got three picks and a lean or two. But we also do have the NHL Stanley Cup Finals starting tonight. And I'll just open with that quick so we can just get that out of the way. I'll tell you, the Vegas Golden Knights, man, are some. You got to give credit to that organization. I mean, would they miss one playoffs since they opened up? Right, 218, they go right to the finals. So what? They lost. They got swept, or or close to that, right? Maybe they won one game in that finals, but so what? They weren't even supposed to make it. Inaugural season to make it to the finals was amazing. And then I know and then they made the playoffs. The next 2 years, even throughout even the short COVID year. And last year they didn't make the playoffs, and they came back with a vengeance this year, right? They win the Pacific. They lead. They win the Western Conference, lead the Western Conference with the points too, 111 points they had. They won the conference, they won the Pacific. They just, I'm just always surprised. I don't know why I'm still surprised when I hear the Vegas Golden Knights there at the end. Now this year I didn't go crazy with hockey. I didn't follow hockey as much as I usually do. I went off on a run and a tangent with you with college basketball, so I kind of left hockey to the side. But it is the Stanley Cup Finals, and there is no better finals than hockey finals. If you guys aren't hockey fans or you never really got into hockey, watch a couple of these games in the finals, and you'll become a hockey fan. It's just one of those sports that you have to watch. And if you ever go, the first time I went to a game as a kid, that's when I was hooked. I really didn't like hockey much, and when you go to a game live, man, that'll do it to you. But there is a game one, and it's against the Cinderella Panthers, who came out of nowhere, winning 11 out of 12. Their last, they closed it out, winning 11 of 12. They won 7 games in a row by 1 goal, which is pretty amazing. And listen, they sent the Bruins back to Boston, cleaned them up, down what? Weren't they down a couple games in that series? They came back, beat them. Then they go and beat Maple Leafs, send them back north to make some more syrup, and then they beat the Hurricanes. So it's amazing. It's two fitting teams. I think it should be a good series. I know you have a bet on this series. I'll just complete my cap for today. And last night I took it. Full disclosure, I took the over 5.5 minus 120. I felt like the juice was pointing for this game to go to a 6 or higher. I know Vegas is a good defensive team, but I just feel that the Panthers are going to come out trying to play wide open, try to get them out of that defensive type of game plan. And it's game one. You might see, Panthers haven't played in 9 days. Vegas hasn't played in 4 days. So we might see a little sloppy first period, I'm hoping, and maybe a goal or two will be scored, and that over 5.5 will hit easily. So that's what I did in this game one. But I know you got something to say about this, T, so go for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's actually 10 days. And in that
Bruins, so today's the 10th day, right? Yeah. Okay.
In that Bruins series, they were down 3-1.
Right.
Came back and took it, man. Took that series and have been rolling since, man. This Florida Panthers team has been that team that could make the finals, but they had that hump in the road, which has been the Tampa Bay Lightning. So this year they were tapped in and got past the Panthers past the Lightning. And I knew once the Lightning got knocked out, that the Panthers were going to get into the finals, man. Yeah. I've been calling it for the last couple of years. I've been liking what they're doing down there, and the thing that pisses me off is Bobrovsky, man. Why the fuck did the Flyers get rid of his ass, man? Ugh.
Yeah, right. I mean, he really bounced back on it going out to Florida. He showed the Flyers a thing or two. Yeah, both they've been bouncing around with the goaltenders. They've both been playing well.
Yeah, and so
without a doubt.
My look on this game, what I took it last night. I grabbed the Vegas Knights minus 130 for the first period. I'm hoping that we get some sleepy legs and they don't really have their skates on yet. Might take the Florida Panthers, a period to get loose and be ready to play. But I'm feeling that first period. I actually think that the Knights can win this first game, go up 1-0. But I expect this to be a real competitive series. Obviously, the Panthers are a team that can score goals, and it's not like where in the past we see two different styles of hockey, the East versus the West. I think we got pretty comparable styles of hockey with this Florida Panthers team. They can play that fast pace. They can put the puck in the net.
Yeah.
So I think the series will go 7. I think it's going to be a really good series, but I'm banking on the Knights to come out and take care of business in the first period.
And I hope they do, and I hope they go up a couple goals then, because like I said, that's how I kind of capped it the same way, only like me and you seem to do a lot. We kind of feel the same way, but we just go a little different direction. And I feel the same way, that the first period could be sloppy. It could be sloppy for both teams, but more so for Florida. And I'll tell you, the Knights were impressive. I didn't know if they could. I didn't know they were going to do that well against the Stars, and they did. I was kind of liking the Stars a little bit, and because nobody was talking about them. But again, I give credit to Vegas and what the hell they're doing out there. I'll tell you, next time we're out there and there's we have to get to a game. Next time we're out there in this hockey season, that's something I have to get to a game there. I mean, it just seems everybody that talks about it just it just seems to be the thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Well, that noise you hear is me grinding.
Let me give a shout out to Tori Coker.
Hey,
DommyGun will get you there, bro. Brizzy, what's good? Nut Flush, Razor, KC. Good to see you all in here, man. Got some good crew here. Good crew here, Dommy.
Thanks. Billy came in last week too. I appreciate it. Nut Flush. Did you just let me scroll down here a minute because I didn't have those comments on. Did you mention the famous Razor Sharp Picks? What's up, Razor? How you doing, man? Yeah, Razor's been lighting up the as far as my show's called Light It Up. Well, Razor's been lighting up the Twitter world the last couple of days amongst our circles, anyhow. So
Hey, he's
shout
going
out to
full
Razor.
time. He's going
Yeah,
full
good
time. He's
luck to you, my brother. I got
pushing
you
grind.
in my prayers and thoughts. No, I'm only teasing you, man. Good luck. Listen, you know how we feel about you. You know, you've proven yourself. So
Hey,
it's a not an easy endeavor that you're going on, but you should have a couple private conversations with my buddy here, my partner, Mr. Parlay Tees,
hey,
on that
man, he's off
subject.
to he's off
You
to
know,
a good start, man.
of course he is, but like I said,
He's got 60 guys signed up for his
I'm
monthly
not
package,
surprised.
man.
Oh,
So
good. Good for you. Good for
yeah.
you. But and the Flush Allen in the house. Kids are doing great. We've seen the pictures of the kids graduating and stuff.
Oh yes, sir. Nut
Much
flush. Yeah.
respect, Nut Flush. We will have some kind of we'll do we I already started talking about it with these guys, and I know Teese will be in with me. We'll be out there in Las Vegas for you as this summer. Sometimes we'll set something up. We need an official low bag trip, not a pub trip, not a banging trip. We need an official low bag trip. How we started, man. That's what we need to do. Nut flush. So we're gonna have to work on that. Maybe me and you are gonna have to be the ambassadors to that. So we'll see. We'll wait. He's bopped out for a minute. He'll be back. But anyhow, it is MLB day. Let's talk about some MLB. I'm not going over the whole card. It's at 11 o'clock. And what I try to do too is get off by 11:15, because I know my boy Jose Bouquet is on. And I try not to overlap with those guys, just out of respect. And listen, he does all the games, so there's no need for me to do all the games. That's how I look at it. Plus, I'm not that good at it and not that fast at it to do 15 games. I'll be here all day, especially with no help. So let's go, Tori. Yes, sir. I'm with you, brother. I'm on 2 games, and I'll just go right to it then. The first game I am on. Okay, let me just do a little housekeeping for you guys. So, Tish, you got the first. Let's just finish up the hockey. You got the first period,
Yes,
and
sir.
did you take them in the series, the Vegas Knights? You
I,
said.
I did not bet the
Okay.
series. I wouldn't be surprised for Florida to win it, man. I kind of leaning towards the Florida. I hate that word, but if I was to bet it, it would be Florida.
I mean,
But I have the
Florida's.
Knights. I have the Knights first period, and I have a full game
Gotcha.
today, both at
Okay.
minus
Cool.
130.
Yep. Cool. And listen. Okay, Mike. I got you. I'll remember that. Um, I'll tell you, like I said, it should be a good series. And what's going on down in Florida, man? What's going on? What are they drinking? What kind of water are they drinking down there in Miami? Jesus, between the not the Florida Panthers aren't in Miami, but Florida, man. They're in the finals in both sports, man. And they got a baseball team that's just rocking, and that's the Tampa Bay Rays, who I'm not on today. I took them yesterday in the first 5. The game got rained out. I'm not even. I don't even have a pitcher listed right now. If anybody has a pitcher listed for Tampa's first game, I was taking Glass now yesterday off of his second start. I thought he was going to come back with a good start, and if he's pitching in this game, I would definitely lean towards the Panthers. But I'm not on that game. The 2 games I bet 3 games. One game I bet is a bet that I put in almost every day, and it's been working great for me. I don't even not even going to go into a whole cap about it, because it's the Oakland Athletics. When I see team total under 3.5, I take it. I've been on fire with it, and I can just give you a couple quick little stats about that. Oakland is the worst away team against the run line, 10-18. They're also at home, 11-20 against the run line. Beside the 2 worst team total teams, actually, is overall is Cleveland 21-36 and Oakland 21-38. But Oakland is the worst away, 10-18. And like I said, at home they're not much better, 11-20. The worst home team against the run line is Cleveland, which is they only won 7 games against the run line, lost 20. That's pretty. That's a lot. And by the way, the Phillies are in that category too at 9-17. And the Padres 9-19. So those teams have not played well at home. But be that as it may, I did go against Cleveland last night. I got the win with the decimated Twins with their injuries. Everybody's going down like flies. I did squeak out that win yesterday, but I did go with Cleveland today. I took Cleveland, and I know they're pitching against Gray, but I took them at plus 120. Um, I just seen a couple things in this game. First of all, Allen's against Gray. They both met May 8th. These teams. Cleveland won 4-3. Gray, I like Gray. He's a great pitcher. He's probably one of their top pitcher. But and he is his overall record 4-0, 1.94 ERA. But he hasn't pitched deep, and there are a couple of games that he didn't. Over his last three, he got no decisions. He was 0-0. They seem to not win when he don't pitch deep. He hasn't gone over 6 innings. He's pitched a bunch of games, 5 innings, 5 1/3, 4 2/3, things like that. And his last three starts, 15 innings, 3.80 ERA, a 1.53 whip, which I'm a big whip guy. I look at that a lot. We know about ERAs; they could be a little deceiving. But I took a shot with the Guardians, man. I think Logan Allen has been pitching well. His last start, 7 innings, 10 Ks, 0 earned runs against a good Baltimore team. So he's 2-2 overall. Allen, 2.72 ERA, 1.38 WHIP. His last three starts, he went 1-1, 15 innings, and not a good ERA, 3.60. But his last outing, like I said, 7 innings, 10 Ks and 0 runs versus Baltimore, which was a good start. I took a shot. I think Texas. I think that the Twins might start regressing a little bit. They got banged up with injuries during this week. The last couple games they've been getting banged up. So I took a Guardians with a price plus 120. That was my first bet. I am leaning on the under. I don't know if there was any movement on that game, but I could tell you that the AL Central versus the I got my other computer on top of me, and I'm trying to hit those buttons. I'm trying to get slick.
Give me a high five.
Slick. Tease, I'm trying to get slick, and you know what happens when I try to get slick on the computer, man. But yes, I'm high-fiving my brother. I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while. But the Twins, like I said, have been decimated. What I could tell you about the total when the Central plays the Central, the under has hit this year 60% of the time. So keep that in mind. Those unders have been hitting. I would lean that under, but that's all I took today. I took the Cleveland plus 120. Okay, I see this now. I had the wrong page up. Tampa Bay does have Bradley pitching the first game against Tanner Houck. I'm going to stay off this series now. I really liked I don't know if he's pitching the second game. I like Glass now to bounce back. But I hate when teams get late off. I guess it's a doubleheader today. I hate when teams, with the rainouts, I don't like to go back with them, so I'm just staying off that. But my first pick, Guardians plus 120. Taking a shot there. My second pick, and anybody has any picks for in the game, let me know. I'll try to go over them.
I'm on the other side of that.
Do you have any you're on the Twins?
Yeah, I took the Twins on the run line.
Okay, on the run line, what was the price?
I think I got plus 144. I think.
Gotcha. No, it's a good price. It's a good price. I worry about this team and after the way they played yesterday.
154.
Gotcha. Well, that's what I did. I took the Guardians plus 120. Tease went the other way with the Twins on the run line at a good price. So we'll see what happens. We both went with the plus money. So I guess we will see what happens.
You're the expert, bro. This is your party. I'm just a visitor, and I'll probably turn out with that pick.
I had a good day yesterday. I mean, the Mets, unbelievable. First pitch, Verlander, home run for Springer, first batter, 1-0. The game stays 1-0 through 9. Bassett, I was 100% wrong on how Bassett was going to pitch. Fully admit it. I thought the emotion of coming back to New York, which was his problem in New York last year, was his emotion. And he pitched great. He had a real good start. And so did Verlander. They both pitched really well. I mean, the damn game was 1-0 into the top of the ninth, and Mets give up a 3-run homer. So, which I just, when there was a top of the ninth and there was 2 men on, I just started cursing him. And my girlfriend's like, it's only 1-0. They're still going to get up in the bottom of the ninth. I'm like, yeah, watch what happens with 1-0. I just, when it's your team, like you just feel it sometimes. that they're going to just blow it at the end, and they did it last night. So I took the Mets in the series also for this at minus 140. So obviously I'm off the game today. I'm just going to be rooting for McGill, who's not been a great guy to root for. He's off a horrendous start in Colorado, but so was Verlander. And surprisingly, man, last month Colorado had the best OPS against righties. Unbelievable at home. Is that unbelievable? The Rockies of all teams, they just went on a tear last month. But be that as it may, as far as the Mets are concerned, Berrios has been pitching better and better on the road. He had a couple bad starts to start. His last couple starts on the road have been good. So, I mean, if I had to put a bet out for today, I would probably take the over 8.5. It's that kind of weather outside. Depending on which way the wind is blowing, the wind's blowing out a little bit. I can see both these pitches letting up some runs today, especially after such a low-scoring game yesterday. So
Yeah, I took the last night. I took the Mets in this game, and I got them at. Give me one sec. I'll let you know what the number was. I got them at minus 105.
good, man. I'd love to hear that. Listen, I would have probably took them again today if I didn't take the damn series bet, which is a bet that I take. If I take 5 series bets all year, it's probably a lot.
I'll
But
tell
I
you
took,
what, man.
but
I
I
was
took them.
looking at in this game was I was tempted to take the under in this game, the first 5 under.
Uh-huh. I worry about McGill. I'll be honest with you. As far as you guys that love your nerfies and your yes, yes, yesies, whatever.
Your
Um,
piece?
the the Mets are just one of the worst teams in the first inning that you could find.
But
Going
I'll
into
tell
last night, after last night, they're 47. They're outscored in the first inning, 47-13. 47-13. Now they've come back on a lot of those games. They're 8-1 at home. Their last 9 consecutive. You know they've been playing well. They haven't since about the first week in May. There were a couple games under 500. They have been playing a lot better than they were playing. Not that last night would show you, but yeah, you know,
if you take a look and if you were to bet um 1 unit on the Nerfy, the no runs first inning, when NL East teams play each other, you're going to come out on top, man.
oh,
And
NLE
it's
East
a
against
pretty
NL
big,
East.
yeah, it's a pretty big margin.
Uh huh.
Like the runs in the first innings
I got you.
for this division when they play each other.
Right. But I bet that the Mets ain't countering into that stat though too much. The Marlins probably are, the the Nationals are like that. But for some reason the Mets are just been terrible in the first. And McGill has always had that first inning problem. So if that helps anybody, that I could tell you. The second game I'm on. So I told you about the Oakland team total. That's just a bet that I've just been taking. Like I've been taking Tampa. When I see team total 4 or 4.5, I take the over in team of Tampa, and it's been serving me well. Even though they've been starting not to play as good as they were, they're still scoring those runs. I don't take it at 5, but I do at 4 and 4.5. And with these Oakland Athletics, I see a 3.5. I take the under. I hit it again last night, so that's that. My other game that I'm on is the Seattle Mariners versus Texas. Now, Seattle had Gonzo pitching. Gonzalez supposed to pitch. He's not. They brought up a kid from Double A, Brian Wu. He's a righty. He had a good Double A. Obviously, he's been pitching pretty good in Double A, or they wouldn't have brought him up. 44 innings, 2.05 ERA, and a really decent K rate. I forgot what it was, but he's been striking out a lot of guys. So they brought him up for good reason. Seattle could use him, I guess. I mean, Castillo pitched a good game yesterday. We were going back and forth with that on Jimmy's show yesterday. And I was on Texas, but I feel like I got lucky winning that game yesterday. But I did go back with Texas today. It was at my threshold, minus 140, where I do not go over as far as a straight bet. And I took it at minus 140. I see it's gone up a little bit now. And let's see what the money splits are. I see a 145 now, 86% of the money, 70 of the handle, 86% of the money. So some money did come in on Texas. Listen, Texas has just been beating righties, beating lefties. We all know the stats. I mean, they're just versus righty. They're number one against isolated power. Their team OPS is number one overall. They're in the top 10 of the lowest K rate versus righties. Where Seattle is their issue has been against lefties, and Heaney's been a decent lefty. Seattle 26th in OPS, and what really struck me was their strikeout rate. They have over 25% strikeout rate versus lefties. That's high. Actually, it's 25.8 to be exact. That's very high, especially with a team coming in with a team like Texas, who's one of the best teams in the league, probably one of the best teams in baseball right now. I mean, they're in the top five. I would say, you could argue the point for sure. And they got a rookie coming in who never pitched before. Now he has to face Texas. I don't see that as a favorable spot for Seattle, and I took Texas minus 140.
I'm curious what Nutflush is talking about here because
Okay, what is it? I
he
have
says
such a hard time reading the comments.
Toronto coming into New York yesterday, and now earlier game Toronto body clock should be sleepy. They were the game's a 4:10 Eastern time game, and Toronto's on Eastern Standard Time. So I just wanted to point that out in case you were thinking about betting something in that game, thinking that Toronto would, their body clock might be a little messed up, but they played a series against the Brewers in Toronto, which is actually the same time as New York. So just wanted
Right,
to
and that did come into my cap yesterday about backing the Mets, and like I talked about many a times, yesterday was the fifth time that I only bet the Mets to win this year. I bet a lot of Met games, even against them. I bet something when the Met games are involved a lot of times, but I rarely back them to win because I feel like my fandom might be coming into it. It's just something. And then when I do like them to win, they're always at too big of a price, and I find another way to try to back them, like I did with Scherzer the other night. So I took the team total over first five instead. So things like that. But them coming off that series and then coming right to New York, I thought that would affect yesterday. I don't know about today. We did have a rain delay yesterday. They didn't start the game till 8:30. But the way these games have been playing so quick, especially in a 1-0 game through 9, basically, it was 3-0 final. But that game went quick last night. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But listen. I think the Mets are better than the Blue Jays. I don't think the Blue Jays are as good as people think. I don't think their pitching is stellar. The Mets should have beat them last night. I haven't seen what's his name, Bassett pitch as good as he pitched really well. He's pitched well this year. He's pitched really well at home. His road starts have not been great. I know sometimes people talk about like they did again with Walker with Philly the night before. Is this really a road start since he pitched for the Mets last year? I don't really buy into that. But I like the Mets today. I think the Mets have a good shot. So, like I said, I bet the series, so I got to stay off the damn game. But I do like Texas. If I had to put a favorite bet out for today, it would be Texas minus 140. Unfortunately, now it's minus 145. But that really is my favorite play for today.
Yeah, I mean, I took the Mets, so I'm with
Yeah.
and I'm going to look at that Texas game a little closer once we get done here. Razor's making fun of my outfits and hats, so
What's up, Dabby Cab? What's happening? Razor, what's your? You have any? Anybody have any ML games they like besides the two
I'll tell you what.
Let me know.
Mike,
I have a couple leans.
Mike,
I know you like the Braves you were talking about, right?
Yeah, Mike M threw a stat out last night.
Go ahead.
They're like 30 and 33 and 2 or some ridiculous stat. I can't even remember what it was now because I was so fucking high. But it made me want to take the Braves, and I ended up taking them on the run line for the first 5 minus a half. I paid a hefty price at minus 145, but the stats he was saying was just too overwhelming to ignore.
I gotcha. I did take that was my I had 4 wins and 2 losses. My 2 losses were the Mets, and the other one was Atlanta minus 114 yesterday. But I would think they would bounce back today. And Atlanta's another team that you want to hear a crazy stat. Speaking about Atlanta, and they're not home, so it don't matter. but Atlanta is one of the worst run line teams at home this season. And if someone said to you, who do you think are the three worst home teams against the run line? I bet the Braves wouldn't be one of them. But
Well, thank goodness they're in Arizona today.
yeah, so yeah, no, I'm just mentioning that as an overall fact that I found that was very very something I just didn't think of at all.
That's blasphemy.
Yes,
Blasphemy, Razor.
yeah, Ray. I tell you, I like Gore. Who are the Phillies pitching? Because before they didn't have a pitcher set up. The Phillies are just, they just haven't been. But look what happened last year with them, right? But we can only talk about the games that are in front of us. And if I had to make a bet on that game, I would definitely. Well, put it this way: I had 3 leans written down, and Washington was one of the leans. So
yeah, the Phillies are starting Matt Strahm today. So
I definitely agree with that.
I can see runs in this game for sure.
Without
Especially
a doubt.
if I think the total is kind of cheap at 8.5.
Another game that I was leaning on and was this Detroit White Sox game. I really like the Tigers, but I do like them today. I like Lorenz. Dylan Cease has not pitched well this year, and I think just it's the White Sox. So I'm not a big White Sox. To me, the White Sox and the Brewers are two in the same. They're just two tough teams.
I took the Tigers. Today on the money line.
That's a good bet. I like that you took the Tigers. That might swing me there. Let's just take a quick look at Lorenz and Cease. So Cease is 3-3, 4.88 ERA, 1.4 WHIP. But what I like to look at is the last 3. And I heard Dabby talking about that he also looks at the. I said Dabby that. That Dabby looks at that the last 3 starts also, and that's something I always liked looking at. Cease's last 3, 16 innings pitched, almost a 5 ERA, a little bit under, and a 1.29 WHIP, 14 Ks, 3 home runs. Lorenzo's last 3, 18 innings pitched, 2.45 ERA. Here's the number that I just love looking at: a WHIP under 1. 0.93. You see a whip on the 1, it's always a good So what do you say, Razor? Your roasting podcast coming soon? Yeah, I get you. Yeah, you know what, Dabby, you're right. Some of these guys are real sensitive, and you know what I say about those? Hammer them harder. Fuck them. Guys with their little sensitive pansy ass bullshit. So but let me give you. What was that? What was that?
That's not your cat, man. He's a sensitive guy. He's a sensitive guy.
Yeah, I hear you, man. People are just sensitive overall. So let me just give you a couple little nuggets that I've been finding over there before we get out of here. What I try to do on Saturdays, guys, is I try to get out of here by 11. My friend Jose Bouquet starts his show at 11, and he's one of the few shows that I actually have been guest on a bunch of times, and for some reason I just love capping with Jose. He came on my show Thursday. It's just fun having him. He's just a goof, and it's fun having him. And
He's a goof.
it's just great having him. And I know everybody's been giving him a hard time because he hasn't had the greatest start of the MLB season. Talk about it at the end of the season, man. If you don't know, MLB goes up and down and goes in trends, and all of us go into slumps and come out of slumps. That's just sports betting, and that's gambling. And when people get down on people for losing, that just gets on my nerves, because a guy like Jose and like me and like Tease and like Razor and Dabby and a lot of us, we're out here in public doing this crap. We don't mind putting ourselves out there. I'm going to be here today whether I went 0-4 yesterday or 4-2. I'm still going to talk about it. Same way Tease does and all of us. So, these guys in the chat yesterday were just ripping up in Jimmy's chat. This one kid, I never even seen his name before, but he was just like ripping Jose. And I just said to him, man, let's see what happens at the end of the year. And by the way, where are your plays? Where are your public plays, buddy? Hey,
I'll tell you what, man. I wish I knew I had watched your show Thursday, because I would have been in the chat roasting the shit out of fucking Jose and his Celtics.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Dabby, I know what you guys are talking about. I heard all about that little thing with Dutch and the supposed sharpest one, and I thought it was hysterical. You know, thanks Christian for stopping in, man. Without a doubt, Tease. Before I just hit my little bit of homework that I written down for you guys to keep your head keep these numbers in the back of your head because they might help you in the next few days betting MLB. Is there a WNBA pick for today, or are you doing a show first of all?
No, I'm not doing a show
Okay.
today.
Are there games that you're on?
I'll be doing a show tomorrow, 11:45.
Okay.
Maybe 12:40, 12. I don't
You'll
know.
be on tomorrow sometime between
Yeah,
11 and
I'll be on
12.
tomorrow sometime. Or
What time should I
or
call you to wake you up?
I don't know. I might just do like that. Dabby and Cam and Razor got me thinking to myself, maybe I should schedule a show and just not show the fuck up.
Oh, okay. What's that all about?
because I bought a plane ticket to see San Antonio.
Yeah.
And then last week I made plans with Razor to go to Delaware Park and I didn't show up.
Shit happens, guys.
Man. I'm just
Shit
a flake. But
All
anyway,
right, let me give you some. Let me give you a couple things to. So today there are no WNBA bets.
no, I've got a couple.
Okay. Okay, tell us.
All right. Well, we start off. Let me pull up my notes here, and we'll get rocking.
That's funny, right, Razor? That shit is funny.
First game is the Lynx taking on the Mystics. Mystics played last night, eked out a 1-point victory over the Dallas Wings, 75-74. So they're they're on a back-to-back playing within 24 hours, and this doesn't happen often in the WNBA. So my expectations here is I think it's too many points, given too many points with the Lynx, even though the Lynx are winless. They're 0-6. They got to pick up a win sometime. So I took the 9.5 with the Lynx, and I even sprinkled a little bit on the money line. I just think it's a good spot for the Lynx. And I also, an auto bet of mine is the Washington Mystics first half. They're just a first half cover machine. Oh, wow. Don't know if they do it today, but I play it every game, so I'm not going to stop now.
No.
But
my theory on that stuff is, man, when it's hitting like that, like with the Oakland team total, I gotta lose it at least 2 in a row or 3 in a row before I'm gonna get off it, man. I'm with you on that.
Exactly. So I'm on the and I'm also on the first half over, and I got that at what did I get that at? I got that at 81.5. Actually, I got it at 80.5. It's up to 81.5. So I like the first half over. I did throw the full game over 160.5 on it, but I did it in a parlay, like a 14 parlay, just all WNBA. But I'm not confident in that because I don't know how the game could slow down in the second half. So I'm more confident in the first half. I like that play better. I'll tell you what I did. I did 300 on that, to win 300 on that. I did to win 300 on the Lynx. I did 1 unit on the Mystics first half and 1 unit on the full game over. Gotcha. And that's the first game today. And then the second game, we have the Seattle Storm heading into LA. The Sparks played last night in Phoenix, and they ended up playing an overtime game and won by 6 in a high-scoring game. So I'm taking the points with the Storm, another team that's winless. I think they can pick up the win here tonight. I got them getting 5.5, and I also I did the same thing. I took the first half over, and I got that at 82.5. I believe that's up now. And I also took the full game over, and that was at 166.5. So no, I took the first half at 83.5, and then and I did that for 3 to win 3. Did that for 3 units, and I took the Storm plus 5.5, for 3 units, and then 1 unit on the first half over. And I put the full game over in a parlay where I took the uh, Lynx full game plus 9.5, and the over full game at 160.5, and then it was a 14 parlay. So the Storm plus 5.5 and the over 166.5. So that's the 14 parlay I did for
Wow,
50 bucks.
that's a beauty. Oh, that's a
Yeah.
nice little hit
But
that could all
and
come
for anybody
together.
that likes player props in the WNBA, I think a great bet tonight would be Jewel Lloyd over 23.5 points, and Neka Aguamike over 17.5 points. But I think the best player prop you're going to get today is that Jewel Lloyd at 23.5. I think she gets 25 to 30 points tonight.
Is the That's great. That's great. Uh, Quick question: are the Liberty as good as everybody's saying? Is the hype is going? Because
Right
in New
now, no.
York, the hype is there. Here, I mean, they're even talking about them. The WNBA for the first time are actually being talked about on on like ESPN on the. I always listen to the sports radio in the car, and I never hear about WNBA, and they've been talking about them this year a little bit more than ever. There's even a couple podcasts out there that
I mean,
trying to copy Tease. So, but
you have to talk about
but
the
are the
W.
Liberty? The question is, are the Liberty as good as the hype that's going around them? Are they that
They,
good?
they will be. I took them
I know you took them. Yes, I know that. Yeah. Go
before
ahead,
they
tell
uh,
me.
before they got all their pieces to their super team. I took them on a future plus 950.
Right.
But they have so many superstars on this team that they need that chemistry to build.
Yeah, man.
I mean, they're blowing
That's
out,
right.
they're beating the teams they should beat, but playing really close games against the teams that are decent. Competitive in the league. And I think come July, the end of July, maybe the middle of July, you're going to see a Liberty team that starts playing and winning games by margin like the Aces.
Gotcha. I mean, listen, at that sports, you don't just need superstars. They got the gel. We've seen a lot of teams in a lot of different sports buy themselves up into superstar category and not do shit. And every time we
That's
talk about that, I think about Trout and Otani, right? I think of the Angels. I think of Trout and Otani. They're the first two that comes to mind. And already now we've seen the Angels were playing good, and now lately I think I heard Dabby say this, and it was yesterday or the day before. Isn't this the time of season where the Angels start screwing up? And he might be right. He might be right.
Yeah, Trout
All right,
starts.
so let me get us out of here within 10 minutes, so we don't or sooner as long as we don't overlap Jose too much. I just want to give you guys a couple things to keep your eyes on. The AL Central versus AL Central, the under. I mentioned it before. It's hitting at a 60% clip. Home division dogs are 51 and 52 this year, but you'd have an 8% ROI if you did bet all those games. Not that anybody really bets that way, but the home division dogs have almost evened out to 500. And you know how it is when you're playing all dogs and you equal out to 500, you're going to be ahead. But that's the best team in baseball after a loss. Baltimore Orioles, 14-7 off a loss. AL East versus anyone outside the division is the best division versus other divisions. This includes NL, AL East outside the division. 121-70, 64% return. 64% they've been winning with 11% ROI. AL East versus outside the division. So I
I,
thought those were pretty interesting numbers. Home favorites off a win with a 10% steam or more. 67%, 90 and 45. That stat was a stat I had for yesterday, so I didn't incorporate yesterday into those numbers. But before yesterday, damn home division dogs out of all, home favorites off a win, 10%. And you see how favorites are winning anyhow. It's not surprising. So there's another one for you. Two other quick ones. Um, the Red Sox and Tampa, both of them have 30 games or more for both teams have went over the total. I don't know the exact number, but out of the games they played, Red Sox and Tampa, and 30 of the games at least have gone over the total for both those teams. Tampa, 36 and 15 as a favorite, 31 and 15 versus righties. That's a pretty good stat. And Tampa is 5-0 off rest. When they're rested, they're 5-0. So there you go. Those are some numbers I have for you. Best run line team for the season is the Texas Rangers. You'd be up 16 units if you played it all, 37 and 19. The second one might surprise you. That's the D-backs. And then the Baltimore and then the Nats as the best run line teams are the top five, 35 and 22, plus 11 units for Baltimore and the Nats. So a little interesting, right?
I like that. I like the Orioles today, man. I like Kyle Bradish going against Alex Cobb.
Yes.
I think they get the W today.
Now,
Last weekend they shit the bed twice in a row against the Rangers, but I think they get the W out in San Fran today.
I agree. And Nut Flush. Well, let's end that with that, Nut Flush. What do you like about this game today with the Giants? I've been riding the Giants. The Giants are playing well. The last 3 weeks about the middle of May, they just clicked into gear. They finally went over 500. They've been winning a lot of games. There's been a lot of unders with their games. I was looking at that game myself. That was I told you about 3 leads I had written down. That was the third lead was Baltimore today. Nut Flush, if you're still in the chat, if you have anything about that game, let us know. Or tweet it out, DM us, let us know what you think about that game. It's later on in the day. Let me just go over that quick.
Yeah, I was planning on texting Mike today about that, man.
Bradish, let's see this. Let's just do his last 3 and see how we measure up. And we measure up good. 18 innings pitched his last 3 games, 1-0 record. He got a win out of the last 3. 18 innings, 2.95 ERA, and a 1.04 WHIP. So his ERA under 3, but his WHIP is almost 1, and you can't ask so much better than that. 12 Ks and 2 homers. Cobb, 14 innings pitched, 7.53 ERA, 1.95 WHIP, 16 Ks, 3 home runs. The Giants are 9-7 with him pitching, and current situation the not with him pitching. The Giants are 9-7, but regardless of that. Baltimore is the pick. I think I might be adding that right now, Tease, to the game plan. You're right about that. I don't know if I gotta look at the line and see where we're on. See if I can wait for okay.
Is in.
Giants team. Go ahead, Tease.
Giants team total over is telling, and the Giants lineup, if placed right, the Giants put up runs in this game.
Oh, so this could be a nice little over game. What kind of weather do we have?
If they do, I think it's going to be toward after the 5th, man. I think Kyle Bradish is going to have a good game. I mean, you know this lineup better than anybody, Nut Flush. So you'll have to shoot me a text, and let me know who I'm looking for to be in that lineup before I put any interest in that game.
I like that look on the over. The wind is blowing out 10 miles an hour, blowing out to left field. I'm not really sure how that stadium is configured, but
it's a
high
beautiful
humidity, so it's perfect baseball weather as far as for hits. 61 degrees, 72% humidity. That's and at game time, yes, it only goes down to 9.2 miles an hour. So the wind would help you with the over. I like the way I like that. I like that look also, and I like Baltimore. I don't know what kind of.
That's one of my favorite stadiums in the major leagues, man. Is the Giants, AT&T, Pac Bell, whatever they call it now.
Right.
Whatever.
Someplace I definitely like to see. Right now, I got the Giants listed as -135. They opened at a -119. The other and over is 8. That's a good number to try to take a shot with the over. If I can get a plus price with Baltimore, I'm going to see if this line comes back to Baltimore a little bit. Some late money that go back to Baltimore, then I'll take them. But I believe I'm going to definitely jump on the over.
It's not really a hitter's park out there. I mean, unless
no, a lot of others have been hitting, but eight's a good number. Cobb has been giving up the runs. That's why.
You could hit it into the bay if you're a righty.
Yeah.
Or a lefty.
And like I said about certain stadiums where they're set up, like if you guys see the weather pointing to right field at Yankee Stadium and at Citi Field, that's a good sign because both of their porches are short little dunkers, and a lot of players have dunked some 300 and whatever feet little homers right over that damn fence. City Field for sure. That right field porch is short, so when you see the wind blowing that way, in that 10, 15 mile an hour, something to take. I'm not the biggest wind guy, but something to take effect with. Was that DJ Big Boss in the house?
Yes, it
What's
was.
up, DJ? I always forget to do that. I just did it like you do, highlight the text. I always forget to do that, Tease. I'm glad you did that today because
That's all right.
I
I'm
forget
here to
do
help
that.
you produce, man. It's hard to do
Good.
it all at the same time,
Yeah, man. Believe me, and that's why I like on a game. I rather talk and bullshit and go over different things like we did today than try to hit every game, 15
Why
games.
why
It's
don't you
just not
tell
my
us
thing.
about the why don't you tell us about the betting show you got coming up?
That is my last. Let's see if it's up on the thing. That was the last thing I'm going to talk about. Thank you for bringing it up. We have. Here, let me just show you. Watch. Come join me, DommyGun Ricci, June 8th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for a special Who-Bangin event called Beyond the Odds. It's the first in a series of workshops completely dedicated to make you better at the game of sports betting. Whether you're new to this crazy world, this growing community, or more seasoned handicap, workshops are geared to help you go beyond the stats, beyond the records, beyond the odds, and dive into everything from the basics to how the pros become successful. So join me and my partner, DJ Big Boss, for the first installment, June 8th, 8 p.m., right here on Who-Bangin Sports Talk.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
man. Beautiful. I love it.
He's getting our boy is getting pretty good with those graphics, huh?
Yeah.
I said to my girl, I'm like, Mel, look what I did. Check this out. She's like, wow, that's good. How long did it take DJ to do that? I just laughed at her. I make it playing it off like it was me, and she was like, yeah, okay.
How about this? How about this one, Dom?
Oh yeah. Listen, what I was trying to do last week, I was trying to in between my picks, I was gonna try to throw one of those things out in between the picks. Oh yeah, see, you just screwed me up. Oh, I'm getting quick because you had to change it to Tis's page to my page. Yeah, I got this.
That's beautiful. I like
All
that,
right.
man. We're battling out now.
Yeah. All right. So now we got Nexus up, and that's always okay. So listen, guys. Thank you for coming in today. It was fun. Thank you to my friend, my brother, Parlay Tees. And I'll be back Thursday. We'll be back. I'm gonna try to put out a couple plays in the morning. Like record a couple plays and put
Hey,
them out.
you're more than
It's a
welcome to
little bit
come on
hard.
tomorrow.
I've been working Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Only like 5 hours a day, but that's
You're
why I've
more
been
than
doing the show on Thursday. I full disclosure, I picked Thursday to do it at 10 o'clock in the morning because it's the lightest day in MLB every week. It's only like 6, 7 games.
you're
That's
more
why.
than welcome to pop in tomorrow and give out some plays. That way, I don't have to
Oh,
show up.
well, yeah. Text me later, man. If you want me to jump in tomorrow, I'll be glad to. You know that.
All
But
right. I
thanks
want to.
everybody in the chat, man. Thank you, Nutflush Allen, and thank you all the Razor and Christian and Dabby and Billy Brisbane and anybody else I might have missed.
Corey
Thank you for coming in.
Coker.
We're
Appreciate
gonna
you
keep
being
this
here.
going. Tori Coker, and I know Tori's one of Teese's WNBA guys. That's the first time I really uh, seen a lot of seen his name and seen a lot of stuff was last year with the WNBA stuff. So Tori's been around for a while. Thank you, Tori, for coming in, and everybody else. You know how it goes.
Yeah, and don't
I'll
forget
be
to
back.
don't
What was
forget
that, Tease?
don't forget to DM DJ Big Boss for the handicapping contest that'll be going on. Shoot him a DM on Twitter at Banging Who
What?
or
What? Did you got that started? Is it started
nah,
yet?
it's starting. He's opening it up to everybody the beginning of July, I believe.
Okay, so then we'll get to that contest thing for you. I'll find. Well, I'll have more information for you Thursday. I'll be back with Light It Up on Thursday with at 10 a.m. I believe the Big Ragu is joining me on Thursday, and we're gonna try to hit a couple of those Belmont stakes.
Oh, that's a don't miss that. Can't miss that.
You know, we'll try to hit some horse. You know, he'll have some horses and stuff for you, but whatever. Anyway, okay, the login codes will go out today. DJ's working hard on it, man. We'll get it all done by the weekend and let you know about the contests coming up. We have the betting workshop coming up. We got WNBA every day. There's games basically Monday through Friday. We got Light It Up on Thursdays and Saturdays. We got the live sweat on Tuesday nights, which is not going to stop, even though NBA will be over soon enough, and whatever else we have popping up. So we're right there. Join us, Who-Bangin Sports Talk. We could use the subs. We could use the help. Give us a like. Give us a retweet. We're trying to, get this back where it belongs. So
thank you for having me on,
can't
Dom.
do it
I
without.
appreciate it. Appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, man. So, all right, Tease. Let me get Tease out of here, and we'll be back. He'll be back tomorrow with some stuff. Maybe I'll be on with him. And as far as me, like I said, let me get out of here now. It's 11 o'clock. And thank you for coming in to Light It Up.